In the very near future, the world's deadliest weapon, it's not going to be a bomb. It's going to be an algorithm. Yeah, a piece of code. A piece of code that can sift through all the digital noise of our entire world just to find a single person and then erase them. This is the story of how that future is beginning, right now. So what if an algorithm helped find one of the most powerful leaders in the world? I mean, what if a machine could track a ghost? We're talking about someone who lives completely in the shadows, surrounded by layers and layers of security. Someone like Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. Now, I know, it sounds like something straight out of a movie, but the craziest part is, the technology to do it is already here.
Okay, let's play this out. Picture it. The year is 2026. For years, behind the scenes, intelligence agencies have been setting a digital trap. Israel's elite Unit 8200 manages to hack into Tehran's own surveillance cameras, and for years, they feed all that footage to an AI. Now, the AI isn't looking for the leader himself, that's too obvious. No, it's learning the patterns of his bodyguards, their routines, their movements. Then, bam, the breakthrough. A human source on the ground confirms a top-secret meeting is happening. The AI instantly cross-references everything, all those movement patterns, and it flags a location. At 9:15 in the morning, an airstrike hits a seemingly normal residential compound. The very next day, the world wakes up to the news that a leader is gone.
Now, this scenario is, of course, a projection, a look at what could be, but it points to a very real and monumental shift that is happening as we speak. We are entering an era where the key decisions are no longer made by generals huddled over a map in a war room. No, they're being made by algorithms, processing data at the speed of light. Warfare has pivoted away from human intuition and into the age of automated targeting.
So you're probably asking, how is any of this even possible, right? How do you find someone who lives almost entirely offline, a high-value target wrapped in secrecy? Well, here's the answer. You don't track the person. You build their digital ghost. The core concept behind this is called pattern of life analysis. Think of it like this. An AI ingests absolutely everything. Drone footage, intercepted calls, cell phone locations, even who you're connected to on social media. It pieces together millions of these little digital breadcrumbs to build a predictive model. It's basically a digital clone of a person's life, capable of mapping their habits, their network, and here's the kicker, even predicting where they will be next.
And this right here, this is the real paradigm shift. In our scenario, the AI wasn't searching for a man named Ali Khamenei. No, it was searching for a statistical pattern in the data that represented him. Once that pattern is identified and locked on, the actual person, they almost become irrelevant. The pattern itself becomes the target.
This really shows you the evolution perfectly. I mean, look, we've gone from these slow, human-led investigations targeting just a few key individuals to a new era of industrialized mass targeting. And look at the human role. It's shifted from being the main decision maker to just a system supervisor. And a lot of the time, that just means you're a rubber stamp for whatever the machine recommends.
And let's be very clear, this isn't just speculation. The technology that makes our 2026 scenario plausible, it already exists. It's being used right now. So let's look at the real-world systems developed by the Israel Defense Forces that have been described as a target production factory. 37,000. Just let that number sink in for a second. 37,000. That's the number of potential targets a single AI system, known as Lavender, reportedly identified. The system analyzed data and assigned every single person a score from 1 to 100, rating the likelihood they were a militant. It effectively turned a population registry into a potential kill list. And Lavender doesn't work alone. It's part of an ecosystem. So you have Lavender identifying the people. Then, another system called the Gospel identifies buildings and infrastructure as targets. It can generate up to 100 of those a day. And a third, with the chillingly casual name Where's Daddy, is a tracking system used to alert operators when a target returns to their family home. You put them all together, and what you have is, well, an automated assembly line for assassination. And this quote, from an intelligence officer who used the system, it's just staggering. 20 seconds. That was the time allowed for a human to verify a lethal decision. It shows you just how easily this thing called automation bias can set in. When the machine is seen as basically infallible, the human's role becomes just a formality, a simple stamp of approval. Another source put it simply, the machine did it coldly. No emotion, no hesitation, no moral consideration, just a statistical probability calculated by an algorithm, leading to a strike. The detachment is total.
But you know, the true revolution of these systems, it isn't just the sheer scale of the targeting. It's the radical compression of time. They allow militaries to operate at machine speed, shrinking the entire kill chain from what used to be months of planning down to mere moments.
Just consider the traditional decision window for a strike. It could take days, weeks, even months of intelligence gathering and analysis. With AI, that entire window just collapses, down to seconds or minutes. And that is the fundamental difference between human speed and machine speed.
And this incredible speed has forced a complete change in architecture. The old kill chain was linear: find, fix, track, target, engage, assess. If you broke any single link in that chain, the whole process failed. The new model is a kill web. It's a decentralized mesh network of sensors and shooters, all driven by AI that can essentially heal itself. It's designed for a world where you can't just break one link to stop an attack. So we've seen how these systems work, but this speed and scale create a profound ethical dilemma. What happens when the algorithm gets it wrong? When a machine makes a mistake and civilians die, who is responsible? This is the accountability gap. The whole system is built on these layers of potential failure. You've got automation bias, where humans just blindly trust the machine. You've got flawed assumptions, like the idea that one person only uses one device, which often isn't true in conflict zones. We've already seen the rubber stamp problem. And all of this leads to a diffusion of responsibility, where no single programmer, no analyst, no commander feels truly accountable for the final outcome.
And this gets to the fundamental conflict at the very heart of algorithmic warfare. These AI systems operate by presuming guilt. They sift through entire populations looking for patterns that match a threat profile. But the entire foundation of international humanitarian law, the laws of war, is built on the presumption of innocence. The two ideas are fundamentally incompatible.
So where is all this headed? If we project these trends forward, we arrive at what some are calling the post-human battle space, a not-so-distant future where the most critical decisions of life and death are fully delegated to autonomous systems.
In this future, the very nature of victory changes. It won't be about who strikes the fastest in the first moments of a war. Victory will belong to the most durable system, the kill web that can absorb damage, adapt, and just keep on fighting. Endurance, not just speed, will be what defines the winner. And this creates a terrifying new risk: artificial escalation. When machines are making decisions faster than humans can possibly comprehend, and certainly faster than diplomacy can work, the potential for a catastrophic miscalculation is immense. An AI could misinterpret a signal, launch a preemptive strike, and trigger a retaliatory spiral that escalates completely out of control, maybe even to the nuclear level. And this brings us right back to our opening question. We've seen how an AI could find almost anyone on the planet. That's a question of capability. But the real question, the one we all have to confront right now, is what happens when we remove the human from the decision entirely? What happens when the machine becomes not just the finder, but the judge, jury, and executioner? We've looked at the technology, the real-world consequences, and the profound risks. This isn't a future problem. This is a conversation we absolutely need to have right now. Where should society draw the line on autonomous weapons? I want to know what you think. Let us know in the comments. The future of warfare is being written in code. The decisions we make today about these technologies will shape the battlefields of tomorrow. If you want to understand the forces that are shaping our future, subscribe for more explainers like this one. Thanks for watching.